Spent the Apocalypse Gardening Edition. That's right, all about gardening, all about vegetables. Okay, pan over here.
I'm on there.
All right, so this is our, like I told you guys before, if you don't remember, I'll show you. Okay, so I like to grow more than one variety of everything because you never know what's going to thrive. So this is one kind of squash that's yellow and green. Don't ask me what the name is. Okay, and then I have just regular yellow crookneck in here somewhere, one right there. They are not producing as heavily as these are producing heavily, but these are producing like crazy, and they're a striped zucchini, an Italian one. Don't ask me what the name of that is. It's like kookabuka duka duka, something like that. And this is a gray zucchini. I did remember that. Now, why does it call it gray? I don't fucking know. They're also producing like crazy. Like crazy is, this is what I picked yesterday, and this is what I picked today.
Yes.
So you can see an abundance of squash, and we have not had decent squash for 2 or 3 years.
And we've been eating it almost every day.
We've been eating it every day.
We've given it away.
I've given it to Luke. I've sent Lucas and Dylan home with it 3 or 4 times.
My sister took half a bushel.
Your sister took a half a bushel.
We put up 23
pints.
23 pints, yeah.
23 pints. No doubt we will put up more.
Yep.
And this is one of our cabbages, which are all ready to harvest. So we'll be putting up a bunch of cabbage. But I wanted to show you, because often I show you when I do something and it fucks completely up.
Right.
But, so I wanted to show you. Okay, so if you'll see the chopped green over there?
Yeah, the chopped green, right.
That's all basil and parsley, because our herbs are also doing really well. So if you can pan on the herb garden, you can see that's basil. The stuff that's got the great big leaves is one of my favorite basil now. It's called lettuce leaf basil. There's parsley and basil on the top. This is mostly over here. This is a...
Over where?
Huh?
Over where?
Over here.
Oh, okay.
She's not with it.
I'm filming.
I had to replant my thyme. So far it's doing good, but it all died in that little polar vortex. Yay, polar vortex.
And this is mostly what?
This is mostly oregano, mint, and sage. The oregano, mint, and the sage come back. So far,
Knockwood, yeah.
They have not been killed by the polar vortex. My rosemary got killed, and I haven't replanted it yet. But and I've got chamomile over there. People are gonna go, "Oh, I see chamomile." Yes, yeah. It's chamomile. So it's an herb garden all around the pool. Like I said, this is literally a kitchen garden. You come out here, you pick the herbs you need to cook with, you bring them in the house. It's right outside the kitchen. How handy is that? So now you can turn her off for a minute.
Okie dokie. Okay, I took a picture of them. And she's watering, you can tell.
Okay, so how are we getting any plants at all? Because I doubled up on fertilizer and composting material and everything that we had, you know, chicken shit, goat shit, rabbit shit.
Cardboard, everything.
Cardboard. Okay, so this is our big garden. This is the original garden. You can see our plants so far, knockwood, are doing very well. This is one of the beds of squash that has been putting on. Is over here on this side. This is corn. This is the first corn I planted. I like to plant, when I can, I like to plant corn in shifts because it all comes ready at once. And so I planted this batch of corn with Dylan.
That's way over here.
After that. I had to replant my okra 2 or 3 times, so it's only about 6 inches tall. Carrots should be done in a little while, so should the beets. I've got tomatoes over here, and you can see the eggplants on our eggplant right now.
Yeah.
And this is cucumbers, and it's pole beans. You can see those are purple asparagus beans that are blooming so pretty right now. So I don't know how they're going to do, but we will see. You're going to get wet.
I know, I just want to show them the eggplant blossoms. And the eggplants.
Okay, so get back and we'll show them our fancy pole water in case I haven't. So I'm having to water because we're having a drought, a bad drought already. If I didn't water, I'd have no garden at all. And as you know, I had to empty all my tanks.
Right, right.
In order to fill, and that's how little rain we've had. There's only 4 inches of water in those tanks.
That doesn't mean 4 inches of rain.
No, that means like maybe an eighth of an inch of rain, or a quarter of an inch of rain at tops.
Because everything from that roof goes in
everything is dry. We're having to water our big trees.
there. Yeah.
We had to fertilize our big trees because they're all in distress.
Now you're showing them what?
Okay, so this is the watering system that I did. It's a pole. The bottom of it is just concrete. So the pole's just stuck in concrete that I poured. And it goes up, and then it's got just a regular, and that way it waters
Oscillating
the whole
sprinkler.
thing.
Yeah.
You know, and people are going to say, well, that wastes water. It probably does.
Well, as far as the
but
garden.
where does the water go? It still goes into the ground, which I have fruit trees over there. I have that mulberry that we're trying to keep alive. I've got all the grass we're trying to keep alive. It's not really going to waste, people.
No. Are we walking next door?
Yeah, we'll go next door.
Okay.
Show them these squash plants.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I go.
Those are the little squash plants.
Yeah.
I filled, I don't know if I took footage of it when I did it, but I filled these beds completely up with the compost from the chicken yard that I make in the 55-gallon drums.
Yeah.
So it was quite, and then I put it all over this garden too, but these are raised bed gardens.
Over here,
And
yeah.
so the plants wound up getting planted in pure compost.
Yeah.
So those are the squash plants in the raised bed gardens.
Oh, that forest.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to show you because if you remember at the beginning of the pandemic is when I put this garden in.
Yeah.
Okay?
When you,
And I
built
made
the beds.
it out of slabs. You remember.
Yeah.
Any rate.
If you don't, you
so
can look it
I
up.
had- The peas have just about had it. We've been eating peas.
Oh, especially the boys have been out here picking them off, eating them raw. Yeah.
Yes, me and my son and me
And grandson.
my son and my grandson, we just pick them and eat them raw. But anyway, like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, you can see my tomatoes are full of tomatoes.
Yes.
Now,
Beautiful green tomatoes.
we need rain bad, but we've had all these hailstorms and windstorms. What we don't need is hail right now. It would destroy everything. But you can see they're loaded with tomatoes. And these are, I am 5 foot 8 inches tall. Look at those tomatoes. I keep having to tie them up because they keep crawling out of the bed. But the peas have just about had it. Peas are a good companion crop for tomatoes because they put so much nitrogen in the soil. So,
Those are
this
English
is
peas.
Swiss chard. It was Swiss chard spinach. You can see where the spinach has had it. It bolted.
Yeah.
But it just bolted. Like I'm pulling the last of it up now and giving it to the chickens.
Right.
This is Swiss chard and kale.
We're
and
still eating.
dandelions because we eat those too, so I leave them in there when they come up in there. This is also a bed of Swiss chard and kale. We're not big kale eaters. Yes, we know we should eat more kale, but this is enough kale for us.
Right.
And the Swiss chard we do eat a lot of, and we put it up.
Yep.
We've already put up, what, 15 pints of Swiss chard and spinach?
Something like that, yeah.
15
yeah,
or 16
15
pints.
or 16
and
pints.
you have all this green, and then when you boil it, you've got this much.
Yeah.
So that's a lot. This is our lettuce bed. We're still eating off it. But these are the squash plants growing in this. But come over here because I want to show you where we got that huge cabbage from. Okay, and here are my pepper plants. We've been eating, look at these. They're loaded. Look at this. These are Anaheim peppers. They're loaded. The banana peppers were loaded. But again, my son and my grandson came in.
Picked them and ate them.
Picked them and ate 'em.
There's still a couple on there.
Yeah. This is a little bell pepper. We only got one of the 4 bell peppers I planted. Only one of them lived.
That's okay. Mom's the only one that eats them. Or I eat them sometimes.
You eat
but,
them.
Yeah.
But here's our cabbages. And here's our jalapeno peppers, which my son also
Hiding
absconded
inside.
with.
Look at that.
These things are a pest and a nuisance. People think these are ladybugs. They're not. They're a beetle that eats plants.
Yes, they are. They
So-
look kind of like a ladybug, but they're not.
I have put.
They're a Japanese
You see
beetle.
the white? The white is diatomaceous earth.
Yeah.
So I put
All over the
diatomaceous
plants.
earth on the plants in the hopes of killing that. But this is where I harvested that one. See the sheetrock?
Yeah. That's
That's
the
one
white.
of the reasons these are like this. Because I put sheetrock in here that Carol threw away, that I had no use for, because it was all little bitty pieces. Besides which, I hate building with sheetrock. And so I planted these. This is called Cheers. This
Just
side.
cabbage is called cheers.
This side, God only knows what's on that side. Because again, I always try to plant.
Different
but I use
things.
plants because I've never had good luck growing cabbages from seeds. The only one of these cabbages that may not make is this one. And they went through that bad hailstorm, all these plants did. But we just kept feeding them and stuff, and we wound up with very little. That is what happened to the bell pepper plants.
They
got
died.
but the other ones did fine. They came through it. And one of the cabbages.
Are these
this
more
one-
Anaheims?
No, these are.
Oh, these are jalapenos.
Jalapeno,
These are jalapenos.
baby.
I see them now. I saw the color and wondered.
But
if-
so, every once in a while, stuff does go really well around here.
Yep.
So I just wanted you to know, not everything's a big fail. And water tanks are gonna hold water, but you can see that's not even 4 inches, that's 3 inches. So
Yeah, and they-
we are way down on water.
An
so
eighth
we're
to a quarter of
running
an inch would do
between
that.
praying for rain and praying that we don't get hit with
Yeah.
wind or giant hail, because giant hail will completely destroy this garden. So let's hope.
And
it
I
doesn't
know
happen.
someone's saying.
Hear that? Can
yeah,
you hear that?
I hope.
I hope we get rain.
I know someone's saying, why isn't she mowing that garden?
Why am I not mowing the lawn?
Not the garden, the lawn.
Why would I?
No, I know. I don't think it needs it. I know someone's asking that. Why?
Okay, I'm not mowing the lawn right now because the lawn is in distress.
Right.
The plants are in distress. When you mow your freaking lawn, especially if you're one of those people that hates to mow, so you mow it this close, I always mow mine on 4 inches.
Right.
Okay? But when you mow it, it puts it into more distress.
Right.
Plus, look at it. It's not up to, it's only high here in the garden area.
Where it gets watered all the time.
Because it gets the beds are getting watered, and
Right.
some of it seeps into the ground.
Right.
That's the only, and that's as tall as it is.
Yeah. That's
Look.
not tall.
Okay. So out here where there's no water, there's also no grass.
Yeah.
So if you mow that, what are you doing? You're making dust clouds.
Right.
You're putting exhaust fumes into the air for what?
Exactly.
There's no reason to mow right now, and of course I'm still trying to grow my clover patches
Exactly.
to replenish my clovers. So those are purposely I left. I didn't mow them when I mowed
All the time.
5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And here's how dry it is. This is what it looks like after 5
5
weeks.
weeks.
I mowed 5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no need. The guy across the street was mowing the dust
Oh,
yesterday.
it's horrible.
It was crazy. Yeah, but that's how little water we've had. So, when those freaking Republican asshats keep saying, all them right-wingers keep saying, there is no climate change, they're full of shit. We lost 4 trees last year. 4 trees.
Big ones.
Big ones last year. I'm having to deal with that. We have half a dozen of our big trees in distress right now, so that I had to put out, 60 spikes,
Yeah.
tree spikes around some of these trees trying to save them. Okay? Climate change is real. We are down 6 inches from what we normally would be this time of year.
Yep.
So that, why are we down 6 inches? So that people can have 1,100 fucking kids that they can't afford
Right.
or don't care about. And so that people can drive their great big freaking cars and live in their great big freaking houses and fly all over the place and never once worry about the impact on the environment that everybody else has to live in. I guarantee if a giant hailstorm wipes my garden out, I'm gonna blame Trump
Yeah. There you go.
and all his cronies. I'm gonna blame them all.
Yeah.
Because that's who's doing it.
Yeah.
Stop doing it and stop voting for them. It's Pride Month, people. It's Pride Month. And we live in an area where if I put up a pride flag, I'm going to get shot.
Yep.
in the USA. Get your freaking asses out and vote these people out of office.
Yep. Every
It's
one of them.
about saving our rights. It's about saving the planet.
And it's everyone's rights, not just ours.
It's everyone's rights. When they get ours, they'll come after yours.
Yep.
And yours and yours and yours. Check history, people. The very people that always support these guys, when they're getting ahead, are the first people they turn on once they're in power.
Right.
Because they know that they're freaking sheep that are easily led.
Exactly.
So they get rid of them. Look at what Putin has done to his hierarchy. That's what they do when they get absolute power. Go and vote, please. I want to keep my garden. I don't want the hail to kill it.
Yep. Okay. Bye. And this is what happened. Started less than 30 minutes after we finished filming the last of this video. And I wanted to show you how that's pouring off of there and off the roof. That's why we showed you the flowers earlier, because even the slightest rain or condensation from the dew waters these beds and several of the other beds around the house. So we're basically passively collecting moisture for watering.
Even where we're not collecting. And I want to just point this out.
What?
This is to the people.
Uh-huh.
We just take pictures of the rain and the pretty flowers. Okay. This is what happens when you bust your ass to water your garden in the morning.
It
If
rains!
you water your flowers in your gardens, it's the best rain dance ever.
Exactly.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
It's okay, and now the ground was all ready to receive all of this. Have a wonderful day, folks.